Hi everyone, Dawn Loding here with eXp Realty, and I am coming to you today with a friend of mine and someone who we are just like sisters from another mother. Like we just have the same goals in mind. And when I met her, I knew that I had to create something with her. So this is Amber Woodard with the Credit Couple. And her mission is to help people create, really just know what they could do with their credit and why having a good credit score is so important. But today we are coming to you with the top 5 ways to raise your credit. However, stay tuned to this playlist because we're going to be doing a video every week until we run out of subjects, because this is so important. You know, when I was younger, no one told me about credit. I have built everything that I have right now from nothing. And I really have made it my life's mission to get it out there, to get the information that people are missing out there. And it's just that easy, right, Amber? So
Yes,
say hi,
ma'am.
Amber.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here this morning, and you're absolutely right. First of all, we don't know what we don't know. But
Right.
there are such good basic tips that you can use every day in your life that are going to make a huge difference when it comes to your credit. And your credit affects so many things that you don't even think about.
Right.
You don't think about needing great credit until you have that root canal that you need, and the dentist tells you it's $2,500 right before Christmas. So there are a lot of ways that having your credit score be consistently optimized
Yeah.
is.
And you know what? I think that there's just so many people out there that have a fear of money, and this is because they come from a life of living in scarcity and living in survival mode. Like that's how I was. And so I didn't even know what that meant until about 6 years ago. I was like, survival mode, like that there's might be something to that. Like I think I've lived like that my entire life. And then I started building wealth and I started figuring this all out. And then I met you. So let's get this out there. So let's start today with the top 5 ways to raise your credit. Like let's come at that like from someone who, for instance, has a 500 score. Like what's one of the first things that they could do? And I think first they need to look at their credit report.
Well, and I think that is an important first step. So I would say first is you have to know what's on your credit. I have people on a daily basis that we pull and do a credit audit. We're looking over their credit and they're like, what is this? I never did this. Or I didn't know that reported. Or even people that are like, why isn't my bankruptcy from 15 years on my credit? I didn't know my credit score was this good.
Yeah.
Or I didn't know that it was, didn't have these bad things on it. So I think keeping up with your credit score, right now, annualcreditreport.com, you can get your report every week. Every single week, you can look at all 3 reports. And it's just for you. There's no inquiry. You don't get a pull on your credit. You don't get the score, but at least you can see what is going on. So being able to look at your report and knowing how to analyze it just a little bit, just the basics. You don't have to know what every code on there means, but just being able to see what's on there, what's going on in your life, and what parts of your past are still following you, I think is really important.
Well, and we have to face these things. Like that's the one thing I've learned, because I'm not a numbers person. I hate numbers. I hate accounting. But you know what? Other people can do that for you. You don't have to be the one to do it, but you have to be the one to take the first step. So take that first step. Call Amber and let's get your credit where it needs to be if you're looking to buy a home or even a car or furniture. Like, you know what? You can use the right way. Your credit can really be a value for you. So, all right,
it can help you create that wealth.
Yeah, create
That's
that wealth.
sure.
Got to do that. So no one told me what wealth was, so I've had to learn that on my own. and nothing against my parents. Like my parents didn't know either. Like you only know what you know. You're a product of your raising. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that you see other people doing things, and that's because they were raised or they've learned how to do it. And you can too. You don't have to live the way you're living. You can take the first step and you can move forward. Get your real estate license. Call me for that.
Hey, I still have to tell myself sometimes that you're not in survival mode.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay in survival mode. It's okay. It's okay, to look forward and to think about things and to invest in things, because survival mode is definitely stress wise not where it's at.
Right. I get exactly. Okay. Number two. What's the number
two? You have to use your credit. You cannot go and pay cash for everything and have no credit cards. And I understand there's a huge, like you said, money. There's a huge fear of credit cards. There's even a huge fear of financing things, because a lot of people feel like, especially us women, if we're single or, don't have anyone to help us out, going to the car dealership and financing a vehicle or even asking for a loan can be daunting. Who wants to go to the loan officer and he says, have you seen your credit score? So we're scared. We're scared to use that credit, but there are tons of things we can do. And, you have to have credit cards. You have to use them. You have to have them. You don't have to go into debt.
Yeah. You don't have to max them all out. It's not money like that.
No, and I tell my clients, credit's a game.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play the game, and I don't want you to have to play the game. But the truth is we don't have a choice.
I love it. All right. What's number three? Sorry.
Number three is to pay on time. Every time. If it reports to your credit, your payment history is 35% of your score. One late payment, I've seen it cost people 140 points. 140 points. That's the difference between getting a house and not getting a house because you missed one Kohl's bill.
That's crazy. And it's so easy. I personally set all of my credit cards up on auto pay. And I did that with the minimum amount due so that in case I did forget, but I always go in and change it. And so I've learned so much, but I'm still a work in progress. Like this is not something that is going to happen overnight. You figuring this all out. This is a process, and it's a process that has taken me years to do, and it probably will you too, but you've got to start somewhere in order to have a better lifestyle. So all right.
Well, it's a lifestyle change. It definitely is. And we'll do another whole video on just credit card tips and when to pay that credit card. So definitely the next one. What number are we on? We're on
that was 3. So we're on 4. What's 4?
All right. Keeping the utilization on those credit cards low. 30% of your credit score. I said it's so important to have credit cards because a zero utilization or not having any credit cards hurts you. But understanding and keeping the balances on your cards low. When you get over a 30% balance, they start killing you. When you get up and you max out a card, you're losing 100 points on your credit score. So these credit cards, like I said, these are not to go into debt. These are not to buy your purse or your new shoes. These are used to build your wealth. Now, once you've built that wealth and your credit cards are now bringing in money for you, you've got the good cashback cards and you've got the airline miles coming in, go splurge on yourself. You deserve it. But when you're just starting out, it's time to use those cards for the right thing. Keep that utilization low and keep your score going up.
Isn't that crazy? It's just so crazy that these are just little bitty tips. And I just look back at my life and how different it could have been had I have known this stuff when I was 20. So I'm sending this video to every one of my kids so that they're really good at it though. Like they got it. Like I think I changed my habits early enough on to where they learned from me. So they got it. All right. What's number 5? Da, 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 da.
Number 5, and this kind of goes along with watching your credit report, but inquiries are huge. I have been running across people who are trying to build their credit score and they have the right thought in their head. I have to have credit. I have to have installment and revolving credit. But what they're doing is they're applying for every card out there. And there are credit cards. Chase, for instance, if you have a 750 credit score and 5 inquiries, they will deny you further cards.
Wow. Because they see.
So inquiries are, yeah, that it makes you desperate. You know, your credit is kind of a judgment for a lender of how likely you are to repay money. Excuse me. And if they see you as being desperate for credit, oh, I'm applying for this card and this car and I'm trying to get this loan. They're like, what's going on with their income here? What's going on with their spending? Are they able to pay us back? And I think it goes along with watching your credit, but it also goes along with that building, you know, that you have to have revolving and installment credit. It's very important to find that balance, because those inquiries, and you know, I would have, even when I first started doing credit, I thought, oh, if I get that 6th inquiry, no big deal. You know, no, and your score only drops 8 to 10 points, but companies will literally deny you with excellent credit and high inquiries. And those inquiries stay for 2 years.
Oh my goodness. Did not know that.
So they don't just drop off after, you know, a little bit of time. You're stuck with those for
I
2
really didn't
years.
know that. See, there's still things I don't even know. It's crazy. There's so much to it. And I love how you simplify this process. Like, I am so grateful that I met you, because you are just going to be able to help so many people. And we're going to do these videos weekly until we just have such a library that we got to start all over, girl. We got to get this word out to everybody, because you know what? We're at a time in this world where our economy is just crazy. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Like literally 3 months ago, we couldn't hardly get buyers into houses because there were 20 offers higher than the asking price, and the cash offer got it. Now we're at a point where if we list a house, like we're lucky to have 3 showings over the weekend. I mean, it's just nuts. It just changes at the drop of a dime. And so, or a hat, whatever that saying is. Someone corrected me. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it could change like that. So, you know, we really got to stay on top of this, because when the times are tough, your good credit could mean your survival, like literally. So, you know, it's so important. So I totally appreciate you, girl. Like, do you have anything to add to this today?
I don't. I do want to say, you know, I said everybody can go get their reports online, but like you said, I'm more than happy if someone reaches out.
Yes.
You know, even if you think, you know, I don't really need help with credit repair, I work with clients all the time just to kind of tweak things. You know, hey, let's maximize your score. It's 2 months before you're buying a house and you're there, but what if we can get you up 20 points?
Yeah.
So I'm a former teacher and I welcome the questions. I love the education part of it.
Yeah.
So
you know, I forgot to ask you. I forgot to ask you at the beginning to tell me a little bit about you. Like, I want you to tell them your story about you being a teacher, because I think that is important, and why you and your husband got into this business.
Oh yeah, and I'll make it real brief today. I'm sure everyone will get to know me over time a little bit. But you know, we were teachers. I was actually a chemistry and physics teacher. My husband taught the terrifying little ones in pre-K and kindergarten. And we loved what we did. We loved education, but you know, honestly, teachers don't get paid enough to raise all the children that we kept having. So we ended up, we just kind of fell into this business. Our credit was bad. We needed help. We ruined ours. We disputed everything on Credit Karma. Our scores plummeted. And it was, you know, like you said, we realized it's something that you have to have. We were either going to build a house in the woods, or we were going to have to get our credit back, you know. And I ended up just loving it. I mean, I'm a scientist. I love the numbers. So
I love the mind. You could do the numbers, I'll do the brain work.
Yeah. I love the numbers part of it, but then I also love the education part. Like I love helping people. We did results yesterday for a lot of our clients, and I got to send out people's results to them. We do updates about every 35 days with our clients. And just yesterday, getting that back in the morning, just getting their responses back when they got their results it made my whole, well, I'm going on vacation tomorrow, and it set my vacation up. Like I am ready to go now. So it's my clients, it's the education part that made me fall in love with this. And we really, I mean, we just love what we do. I love the challenge. I love all of it.
I do too. I love what I'm doing. You know, I have a birthday coming up next week, and I've been a real estate agent for over 20 years. So, y'all, that is like from 30, I'll be 53. So, that is like 20 years of my adult life. Most of my adult life, I have been selling houses, and I've done great at it. I absolutely am so grateful for this business, but I want to do more. I want to educate people, and I want to give value in all aspects of life. And so that is all what my Freedom to Flourish is all about, which is a whole nother YouTube channel. So you could go find it. I'm actually going to start putting it in the links in here because it's more of a lifestyle. And so, Amber, I'm so happy to be on this path with you. And I look forward to doing more videos and helping all these people find wealth. So thank you so much for being my guest today. This is going in my newsletter on my YouTube channel, and it's going to be the first of many videos on the playlist about you and your credit. So thank you so much, Dawn Loding, eXp Realty, the Loding Group, and we will see you all next week.